John Shulli in 90 seconds. All right, morning show time, 8:36 in the studio. Colonel John Shulli, Republican candidate for U.S. Senate in a primary against Dr. Mike Katz. John Shulli, good to see you again.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So you were a colonel. What's the background in the military again?
Right. So right now I'm in the reserves. I'm an instructor at the U.S. Army War College, part-time. Been brigade commander, battalion commander, been to Iraq, South Korea, around the world.
Yes.
So it's been a lot of fun.
Somebody said the other day you were fighting the Taliban when your opponent was fighting an HOA over pickleball. But is that true? Were you?
I was only in Iraq. I wasn't in the Afghanistan.
Okay. Well, it was a funny line.
It was
anyway.
very funny.
Somebody had your back, I think. So let's talk about this. I asked your opponent the other day a couple of questions. Are you for the Save America Act?
Absolutely. Fundamental to our republic is safe and fair elections. If you lose your ability to, California is a great example. California law, all the shenanigans we saw was legal, but was it right? Do folks have the confidence that, Spencer Pratt,
yeah.
Even though he was number 2, and then as the mail-in ballots started rolling in, he went from number 2 to number 3. And only that third place woman, whose name I can't remember right now, she had all the votes after the day of election. All the mail-in ballots curved in her way. What do you know?
Yeah.
Spencer Pratt was not the nominee.
It was very statistically and mathematically odd.
It was a rigged election. And so would you have legal means to finagle how you're going to have folks win? Yeah, it's legal, but is it right? It's not. It's the Save America Act, where you have to have real ID to show who you are, you're an actual citizen of the United States, and you are voting for your local, state, and federal elections.
Right.
That's the way forward.
I also want to know about your position on should we end the filibuster?
Absolutely.
Oh, you're pro, yeah.
Yeah. So the filibuster is a mechanism in the Senate to put a brake on maybe the executive. Or just to have if you're a politician, you're like, I want an easy way out of this situation. I don't want to go yes or no to a particular subject. So, I'm sorry, we don't have enough votes. The 60 is not going to be had, so let's move on to some other legislation that's more politically digestible. So it's a political tool. It's not a tool that helps the republic. It helps politicians.
The fear that I hear from Republicans is, we can't do it because then the Democrats are going to get control and we're in trouble if they.
Well, in some ways, I think the Democrats would do it in a heartbeat, without a doubt. Heck, if you're a Democratic Socialist of America, there is no Senate. So going forward, senators should realize that in many ways the Republic is on the line. The Senate is on the line if you're a senator. So for sure, the filibuster needs to end so we can pass the Save America Act as what President Trump wants, no mail-in ballots, ID to vote, etc. That has to happen. The filibuster needs to go away so we can get business done.
What is your theory on John Thune? Like why he can't
He's
get
a company man. Absolutely. He's a company man just like Chris Coons is a company man. So folks say Chris Coons, he's a moderate, he's left of center, he has a clutch, he's a Delawarean, so, all good. However, he will go with the party every time. And if the party's being moved by the Democratic Socialists of America, he's going to go with that flow. That's the problem with company men.
Right. Well, the Iran war is not slowing down.
No.
We were told, I know you're a big supporter. I think you follow the president based on my previous questions of you. But let me just do a little timeline here and then have you give me your solution here.
Sure.
Okay. So last June, we were told we took care of completely Iran's nuclear capability with a bombing strike. Strategic. Yes. Wonderful. Glad we could do it with the planes from Kansas that flew over there, right? I'm glad we could do it. And then suddenly, now we're going into another conflict because we need to keep them from nuclear weapons that we already told you months ago that we took care of, but no, we didn't. And we're going in because of Israel, the Secretary of State says. 4 to 5 weeks, this is going to be over. Now we're in the 5 months period, and it's amping up. There's no end to this. And it's being run by a president that I loved because he was against forever wars or long wars. So, that's my mini critique of what's happening here. But I want to hear what your solution is here, how you feel about it, and where it needs to go.
So let me put some war college on you.
Please.
So break it up into 3 sections: strategic, operational, and tactical. At the strategic level, we've destroyed their nuclear capability, and we have moved the political economy of the oil production for the planet from the Persian Gulf to the Gulf of America. That's huge. The petrodollar is dead. We destroyed it. The petrodollar was the agreement back in the 70s that we would send dollars to, say, Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia would send oil to the West, and those dollars would be moved to European or Wall Street brokerage houses to finance various things and make the Arabs rich. That's over. We smashed that. All that's moving to the United States. Their nuclear capability, yes, in June we smashed them very well, but they still had the yellow cake. They still had enriched uranium that had to be taken care of. So that was part 2, was to get the actual, what would you call it? The dust, the nuclear dust had to be taken care of. So that's part 2 of the
which we haven't done.
Well, we have to get there first. So now we move into the operational. There we go. So strategic, we won. The strategic victory has been achieved. They have lost their military capability to do anything. I know, you see some drones flying around. That's nothing. That's
Shutting the strait, attacking Kuwait.
Still happening, yes, but strategically they've lost the war. Move on to operational.
All right.
Operational. Arab states are planning and building new pipelines around the Straits of Hormuz. That is fundamentally reshaping what has been Iran's strategic leverage for 47 years. That is going away. It will never return. Now down to the tactical, which you see on TV every day. Oh, a missile flew here, flew there. The Taliban, you got me talking Taliban now.
Yeah.
The mullahs in Iran, they're not budging. They're not moving. No, we can do this. We'll send a couple of missiles here and there. It is essentially the Flintstones throwing rocks at us. It's annoying, but it's...
So why are we still doing it? If they're the Flintstones and they're done...
We are containing
why are we
the Iranian
still doing it?
Drama. We have ships still going through the Straits of Hormuz. It's not as much as we like. We're trying to find the Albert Speer of Iran. Do you know who Albert Speer is?
No, please.
The Albert Speer during World War II in Germany, after Hitler was killed himself, Albert Speer said, all right, guys, we got to save what's left of Germany.
Right.
We're not going to fight to the last German. Let's talk to the Americans. Let's make a deal. We're looking for that person in Iran.
Okay.
Once we find that person, now we've got to chew through a few leaders still to find that person, but we need that person to make this thing a closed argument and to actually make Iran great again. Once we get that same person in there, money will flow to them like crazy.
What's your war college opinion? Will we have to use ground troops?
No, absolutely not.
Good.
No way.
Would you ever approve that?
No, never.
Okay.
We're following the General MacArthur scenario. So MacArthur, during World War II, when he was going through the Pacific, he went around islands that were occupied by the Japanese. There's no reason to go there and waste manpower and equipment when we just surround them and move on. Same thing with Iran. We don't need to invade Iran. We just need to contain them and find that Albert Speer to make things happen.
Let's talk about a debate with your opponent. Where do we stand with that? Are you trying to arrange one, and will you debate him?
Absolutely, I'd love to. Absolutely, love to. The last time we had a very informal debate, he had to have notes. He read verbatim off those notes. I feel in a freewheeling debate, I would crush him. So this is a no-brainer.
So you want to do it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Are you like an anytime, any place kind of guy?
Let's go around the back. Let's do it.
Has he denied certain debate invitations? Do you know?
I haven't heard him say himself, but his team are always like, no, there's already been a debate. There's already been the convention, so why bother, John?
Let's go to the phones. You're on the air with John Shulli. Go ahead, please.
I'm absolutely impressed with the service that this man has given our nation. I'm a big military person. What was his favorite command on behalf of the United States?
His favorite command that he had?
Okay. battalion command. My battalion command at Fort Stewart was awesome. So when I first showed up, this battalion was like worn down. In formation, the soldiers were just not happy. You could tell their uniforms were a bit sloppy. They were just leaning kind of crooked. They were just demotivated. I was like, wow, I got my work cut out for me. So they went home after change command and went through a walk through the headquarters. Shambles, crap everywhere. I was like, I'll take care of this. So all the troops went home over the weekend. I brought over a big dumpster. I myself went through the entire headquarters and I threw everything out, except for a few chairs, and I cleaned it out.
Right.
And when they came back in Monday morning, it was a brand new situation. And they're smiling, like, wow, they felt a little fresher. And then over the months, they started realizing, hey, there is a way forward. We can do things better.
Got it. We're talking with John Shulli. If you have any questions about the guy who would like to be our U.S. Senator, let's hear it at 302-839-1059. Let's talk about Chris Coons. You already did a little bit. But should you win the Republican nod, how do you attack Chris Coons and beat him in blue Delaware?
You show him to be unelectable. And again, as I told you earlier, he is a company man. A company man will always go with the rules, on high.
So even as the party goes left, he goes left.
Exactly. So my neighbors up there up north, exactly. My neighbors up north, when I talk to them, I bring them into my man cave, have a beer, let's talk. Very informal. John, I wear the D in my armband because I need the contracts. I need the social interaction. If I have an R next to my name, it gets much more difficult. So Coons will always go with the left. However far left it goes, because he wants to keep his job, because he wants to keep his status.
He's your neighbor a few doors down.
Exactly.
Have you had a chance to informally speak to him since you're both on the ballot?
Rarely. I think we meet every once in a while on the train station. I met him once on the train station. We shook hands, said hi, but that was about it.
All right. Kathy, you're on the air with John Shulli. We're taking calls for him at 302-839-1059. Go ahead, please.
John, the interview with you and the one with the doctor is unbelievably different. You are, John, a special man. We in Delaware cannot lose a special man like you. You are impressive. You will help the young with the way you talk, your things you have done in your life. John, I pray for you. I hope you have the best, and I hope the people of Delaware recognize how a special man is out there wanting to run. Thank you.
I'd like to talk about the politics of it a little bit. How does it happen that the Republican Party at the convention gives your opponent 82% support?
Yeah, you read my mind. So the Delaware GOP are stuck in groupthink. They're still in the 80s. They're still looking for Mike Castle to save them. Mike Castle lost in 2010 against O'Donnell. He lost against the Tea Party back then. The Tea Party, then to be transformed into the MAGA group, they were screaming for a voice. Be our voice, Mike Castle. And Mike ignored them. He said, no, I don't need you guys. All the power's up north. I'm going to listen to that constituency up there. And he lost badly. Delaware GOP is still not listening to the people. The people are demanding a leader, demanding a vision for Delaware. When I'm in Europe or elsewhere, and folks say, John, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Delaware. Oh, great. What state is that in? No, it's a state. It's the first state. It's a diamond state. Oh, you make diamonds there? No, we don't make diamonds. It's a blue hen state. You have blue hens? So again, I'm making fun of it a little bit, but I would like to say Delaware makes this. We do that. We're the first in this innovation. We're the first in building this. That's the vision I want to see for Delaware. Not, diamonds are cool. Hens are awesome. Corporate America is, nice P.O. box for us to have. But what is Delaware? I want to see Delaware be like the jobs factory of the 21st century. Or even, whatever industry is best for Delaware, I want it to be here in Delaware, leading. Not just living week to week as, say, a Matt Meyer does. Just putting his finger in the dike and saying he's doing a great job. I see that up and down the state. folks are starved for leadership and, more importantly, a vision for Delaware.
So tell me more about that vision. I get you. You want to see a leader in some sort of innovation, jobs, whatever. What else? What else are you envisioning?
I see a future where Delaware keeps its rural character, its farms, but also has this kind of energy in the center of the cities like Wilmington and Rehoboth and Dover, and Georgetown. You want that energy still there, but you want the jobs to be there as well. So I see this nexus of using additive technologies of manufacturing, like advanced manufacturing, where you could build using printed metal, printed plastics to build things on the fly. I want to see us using, it's a bad word in Delaware, but data centers that are properly run, using their own power. They have students from universities using the compute from those data centers to help solve some of the most wicked problems we have in America and the world. So use that compute and then grow the minds of these young kids coming out of the University of Delaware and elsewhere, and then have them be hired by the best and brightest companies who are moving to Delaware because we have the power, we have the minds, we have the compute. It all come together into this nice symphony of innovation. I want to see Delaware to be the innovator of the East Coast. And again, we can make this happen. Innovation with the tech, but I want the beauty also to be intact in Delaware. I don't want ugly data centers everywhere. I want that balance where once you leave the downtown area, it's nice and green and no windmills or solar panels that are covering it all up. I want that balance, and we can have that. Having small modular nuclear reactors makes it very possible. I think the company Villar, I think it is, their reactor went critical in a good way. This is a positive way of saying it. Mm-hmm. They did it under a year, which is unheard of. First time ever on the planet that a company was able to go from zero to hero in small modular reactors. Their estimates are by 2028, they'll be able to have commercial-ready small modular reactors. We couldn't get a natural gas turbine in that time because there's a 5-year backlog.
Right.
Everyone's running for these turbines because you need it for all kinds of power needs. We could actually get small modular reactors faster. However, because Delaware is seemingly last in everything right now, particularly schools, we're like there's the nuclear commission in Dover. They're just kicking the can down the road. Oh, we don't need nuclear. Nuclear is, old-fashioned, or, it's too green. Not too green. It's not green enough. We need to bring nuclear into Delaware to power everything and drop our property prices, our electricity prices through the floor. We have the resources. We have the technology. We have the know-how. We've been using small modular reactors in our submarines and aircraft carriers for over 50 years. Mm-hmm. None of our sailors are glowing green walking down the street.
Right. So your role, U.S. Senator, is a leadership role, and maybe get the red tape, the federal and the government red tape out of it, right?
Yes,
or reduced,
absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. The like I said, all the pieces are there. It just takes a coalition between D.C. and Dover. Say yes, we want to do this. And Delaware's a small state, so it has advantage over these bigger states. We should be able to turn quicker our policies, our laws, to be able to adapt to the latest technology, the latest energy requirements. We could do it faster than any other state in the union. Why aren't we doing that?
Great question. I only have a few minutes left. John Shulli, what do you want to say in closing? You're speaking directly to the voters, and in this case, it's not a general election. It is a primary. You're speaking directly to registered Republicans. What's your pitch?
Be brave. Be Republicans. Be not afraid to say you're a Republican. I see a lot of signs that folks put out. They don't put the word Republican in their yard signs or their billboards. Why is that? Why are you afraid to say you're a Republican? The illusion that the Democrats are 10 feet tall is just that. We saw the same thing with the Russians. We saw the same thing with the Iranians or the Iraqis. It's all an illusion. Once you blow hard enough, they're going to blow right over.
All right. John Shulli, do you have a website or any place to get more info?
Yes, yes, please. Go to shulli.org, SHULLI.org, or my Facebook. I've loads of videos and stuff for you to listen to and read. I have lots of articles I've written, and enjoy.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Taking a fresh look at John Shulli here today. Happy to have you here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dan.
8:56.